We're going to show you a real popular option that we're adding to a lot of trailers, and that's a camera system with a monitor in the truck. So we can keep an eye on our livestock, our horses in the stall area as we're actually driving. Now, normally we do a monitor with 2 cameras. Usually one's at the back for a backup camera and then one in the stall area. But in this instance, we're dealing with a bigger trailer, bigger stall area, and a lot of gates we're trying to get through to see everything. So we opted for 3 on this one. Now that means you have to upgrade to a different monitor that can handle 3 and a 4th camera if you decide to go that direction. But this is giving you a good idea on what we're normally looking at. So again, this is a backup camera here. We have one at the rear of the stall looking forward. And then we've got a 3rd one at the front looking back. Again, we're trying to get through all these gates and then this larger stall area so you can get some good coverage so you can see it from the cab of the truck. Now we'll walk up, and again, this is why we went with multiple, is you'll get an idea as we're walking up to the pickup itself that this is a pretty good sized trailer. You know, maybe sometimes when we're dealing with like a 2-3 horse gooseneck, something along those lines, or a smaller stock trailer, you know, we're not having to deal with as, you know, big of a trailer and then not as big of a stall area, so we can get away with maybe 2 cameras. So as we get into the cab here, so it's 12 volt power, so it just plugs directly into our cigarette lighter. But as you can see, camera 1 is at the front of the stall, camera 2 is at the back, and then we can see camera 3. We've got Tanner back there. He's going to walk in. You can see him coming to the backup. And then he'll be coming in over here to camera 2 in a second in the stall area. And even at camera 1, you can start seeing him come into the picture. So this is a really good way to, again, keep an eye on it. These are adjustable, so we can kind of move them in different directions like we're doing right now. I'm on the phone with him. He could be back there adjusting. I could tell him how to adjust the cameras in order to get a real good view of it. So thanks, Tanner. That helps us out. Now, one of the important things with the system, again, it's wireless, is all we have to do is plug into the cigarette lighter. But the other real important thing is to power the cameras, we actually have to have our running lights, our marker lights on. So we actually tie into the marker lights. So when we turn those on, that's where the power goes to the actual cameras and then sends the signal to us here on the monitor. And then you can actually cycle through a couple different versions here of how the cameras set up as we're looking at the monitor. Now it takes a couple minutes as it kind of cycles back through on the different signals, but as you can see, this is more of a elongated view here of camera 2. Camera 3 will come on as well. We don't have a 4th camera. Now we could switch over to camera 1 and camera 2. So if you're driving and just wanting to look at the stall area, now we can look at those 2 views right there. But it's a real simple system to use. Again, you have to have the marker lights on. Unplug it from your cigarette lighter because it is 12 volt power. So it is actually drawing off your vehicle battery until you unplug that. So again, this is a system that we can add to trailers after the fact. If we're building something, we can account for it as in the build process. When it gets in here, we can do it. We can do 2 cameras. We can do up to 4. Again, it gives us a lot of flexibility and a lot of cool things that we can do so you can keep an eye on your animals as you're driving down the road.